I have been compelled to come on and speak to all of you throughout this COVID-19 pandemic. And I really appreciate those of you who have been following me from the beginning. It was a very surreal day yesterday because I just couldn't find it in my heart to give because a close family member, the woman who helped to raise my two children, who has been a rock in my home for the past 17 years, passed away. And I just had to be present for myself and for my family and for her family. And it brought up just the topic, and I'm still clearly grieving as we speak, but I wanted to hop on because I think the world is grieving. So we are all watching the life as we know it change and shift. We are learning how to become comfortable in the uncertainty, and that's a very uncomfortable place to be. So what I found was a quote from Brené Brown that was incredibly powerful. And those of you who have not read any of her stuff, so Brené Brown is an incredible thought leader, spiritual teacher. She's written a multitude of books. She has a Netflix series, Daring Greatly, Rising Strong. She helped me on kind of my journey back to authenticity and figuring out how to find self-love again. And the quote that she had that resonated during this time of grief, not just my personal grief that I'm going through right now, but the world is grieving. And we're grieving a society that no longer works for us, that polluted the earth, that caused us to divide, that was led predominantly by patriarchal, egoic, money control, if you look back in the Bible. And my hope is that this is all shifting, and I know that it is, because we're coming together with that divine masculine and feminine that we've spoke about before, the balance where we can come out and speak authentically, but from a place of love. And the quote that she had was, "Pain that is not transformed is transmitted." So pain, if you have pain, and we all do, whether it's childhood stuff, whether it is right now financial, or be just stress over being a mom and balancing a career, or whether as a man you have stress all the time, feeling the responsibilities of taking care of your family. When you have pain, that pain must be transmuted. And there are many skills that you guys can use, and I'm going to share again a lot of the ones that I use, where we can transmute that into higher emotions. So if you are watching, and again, first of all, the mainstream media, we can talk at some point, maybe later this week, about what's going on in terms of the media's focus now, where you're not hearing as much about the virus, and yet we're still left in the uncertainty of the fall in schools, and what is that going to look like, and why aren't colleges just committing to being open? That's something that I really want to push forward, that agenda of just, can we reach out to even colleges, schools, start putting pressure on the people higher up in the education system so that our kids can get back into their lifestyle and get back into being driven. And so maybe when we try to take pain that we sit with and have, whether it's our own pain, humanity's pain, tapping in, and we are trying to transmute that into something, let's do it. Number one, let's find an action. So an action for me has been to come on and connect and speak to you all, even through grief. So again, I couldn't do it yesterday, but I'm still grieving pretty badly today, and here I am because I want to show up for you. So what is the action that you can do? What can you do today to take some of the emotions that you've sat with, unworthiness, grief, fear, which again, we've all had, fear, lack of abundance. What can we do and turn it into something actionable? And it could be as simple as watching this video. It could be sharing this video. It could be journaling. It could be going outside and moving your body, because that will get the pain to be released. So I want you to think of an action step to help that transmute. And when it transmutes, the really cool thing is you've taken something that's a negative or tough and rough emotion, whether it's grief or sadness or unworthiness. And then you've pulled that out of the energetic arena, and you've turned it in to something positive, an action, a connection, or a frequency like love. So think about it. I will share some more of the things I do. And one of them is when I first started to realize that I had kind of lost my way a bit a few years back, I went inside and started to say yes and started to say no. So maybe that's where some of you guys are, where you've kind of just given in or gone with the flow or made peace. So can you look in your life and maybe today where there's something you've always really wanted to do, say yes, that's an actionable step. You're going to transmute an emotion which has been feeling unworthy and then turn it into an actionable step of saying yes. Yes, I'm gonna go do that class I've always wanted to do. Or, hey, I wanna go on this trip. For me, it was a conference. I always wanted to go on certain conferences and I felt like immediately it would slip into, no, I can't do it, the kids, the schedule, my office. And then I just started to say, hey, I'm going on a trip. So try that today. Something, yes, that makes you feel excited that maybe you wouldn't have done in the past. And the reverse is true, say no. If you're uncomfortable, if people are calling you that drain you, it's okay to say no. Because we need to show up now for this earth, for this planet, for our friends, for our family more than ever before. So showing up involves diving deep, taking what pain is in there and transmuting it so that you don't transmit it. So people that are hurt, and this is the rioters, whether they're being paid off to go and do that, which again, agendas and what is going on, I can talk about another day this week of what I believe is going on. But these people that are comfortable attacking others, the police officer and the rioters, these people have not transmuted their own pain. They have let it transmit to other people with hate, violence, and awful emotional abuse. So let's make sure that we are not doing that on a much lower scale ourselves. When we are not dealing with our grief, when we are not going within to our unworthiness, when we're not dealing with fear, then guess what? We may transmit it, and we may snap at our kids, or we may be short to the person at the line, and be frustrated they're telling us to put a mask on. Well, it's not their fault. Put the mask on, and then go within and figure, why are you doing that? Why are you transmitting emotions that should be transmuted? So I'll end with an affirmation. I hope I brought some insight and light into some of what is going on out there right now in ways that you can handle them on a personal level, that when you see people transmitting anger, fear, and hate, that you sit back, go within and say, what am I doing that could be similar, that's adding energetically to those emotions? What can I do to transmute my negative emotions into positive, actionable things? It could be as simple as smiling to somebody as you walk by. Nobody's smiling. Have you noticed that? Like, yes, half the time you can't see them because the mask's over their face. But give them a smile, just connect. Back to saying hi, happy, hello. That's an actionable step that's easy. Get outside, do your journaling, soak in Epsom salts if you need to. I needed a lot of that today. And the affirmation I'm going to end with is pretty simple. I sit with my pain and transform and transmute it to love. I sit with my pain and transform and transmute it to love. Bye for now. Reach out if you guys need anything or have other topics you want me to talk about. Share these videos and I'll be back tomorrow. Thanks for watching.